Sonic vs. Sonic 2. Warning to those who haven't seen the second film, there'll possibly be spoilers. Round 1 main plot. The plot for the first Sonic is where the Blue Hedgehog meets a sheriff called Tom that helps him hide from Robotnik, who wants to steal his power to rule the world. It's quite a fun, nice video game movie. And for the sequel, Robotnik returns and teams up with Knuckles to find the Master Emerald. And both Sonic and Tails have to stop them before it falls into the wrong hands. The first Sonic did have a fun plot, but I think I like this one just a tiny bit better. So as you probably guessed, the winner for this round was Sonic 2. Round 2 characters. Of course, you've got your fast blue alien hedgehog friend, Sonic. And you've got human characters like Donut Lord, Tom and his wife Maddie. And she also got a sister called Rachel that I'll get more to later. And of course, we got one of the funnier parts of the movie, the villain himself, Robotnik. And trust me, if you thought he was crazy enough in the first movie, you ain't seen nothing yet in the sequel. He's totally insane. And for the sequel, you got the two-tailed Inspector Fox Tails. And the warrior and kidnap, Knuckles. I looked forward to seeing these two guys in the sequel, and they were quite good. And finally, we come to Maddie's sister, Rachel. She was in the first film, but the reason I put her with the sequel characters is because I liked her more in the sequel. She was both crazy and funny. Just one thing, don't try to ruin anything like a wedding for her, otherwise you'll be doomed. I was previously going to give the winning spot to Sonic 2, but I felt like the first one needed some credit, so it's a tie. Round 3 Action. The first Sonic had a few action scenes, especially during the climax. When it's a maniac cutting down the blue hedgehog for his power, you would expect a few action stuff. When I saw the sequel though, one thing I thought of it was action-packed. You got things like Sonic and Knuckles battling it out and the giant robot at the climax. The first Sonic did have some nice action, but for me this sequel was definitely action-packed. So as you probably know, the winner for this round is Sonic 2. Round 4 Comedy. Most of the funny parts in this franchise are done by the villain himself, Robotnik. I think anyone will agree that he's the funniest part of the first movie. Like I said, in both this and definitely the sequel, he's insane. And of course, Robotnik is definitely funny in the sequel too. And apart from Robotnik, a few other characters had their funny moments too, like Knuckles at one bit. And Rachel had it out for her fiancé Randall when it turned out the wedding was fake. That was funny too, do not mess with that woman. So yeah, sorry Sonic, but the winner for this round is Sonic 2. Although the first time I watched the first one, I definitely found Robotnik funny. Crazy but funny. Round 5 End credit scene. At the end of the first movie, you get the reveal of Tails when he comes to Earth looking for Sonic. And I know this is a really end credit scene, it's more of a post credit scene, but you've got Robotnik on the mushroom planet trying to figure out a way to get home. I just thought I would mention this scene too because it does technically happen at the very end of the movie, plus this is one of my favourite scenes in the movie. And for the sequel, you got Aegis still in disguise as a soldier. And the reveal of Shadow, that's part of a project called Project Shadow. This end credit scene does make me look forward for another sequel, but since the first end credit scene got one of my favourite scenes, that's probably it. So for a change, the winner for this round is the first Sonic. But of course, and if you've been keeping score, the overall winner is Sonic 2. I do like the first one, but I slightly like the sequel a bit more. The end credit round was a tiny bit hard to decide, but since the first one contains one of my favourite scenes, and because of the score, I had to give the first Sonic a win. But yet, like I said, the overall winner is the sequel. The end. Hope you all enjoyed.